Shalom and welcome with Bindernowski. The reason I have currently not uploaded much at all because I moved my stuff and have limitations for recording. And for an unknown period of time, I will continue to be very limited to post anything. May the Lord give favor that I can find a place to settle down permanently and don't have to set up and remove my stuff over and over or move to different locations. And note, this word is not a prophecy. So I came across the question about the man of perdition, or man of sin, described in the scriptures, traditionally named as the Antichrist. He will come to sit in the temple of God, declaring himself as God, and all the stuff around with it 3.5 years and 7 years and so on. Who is he? I heard many speculations, like Obama, Trump, Kushner, or some religious guys, Pope, for example, and many more throughout history. I assume many kings and rabbis in old days have been on the list. Apparently, all failed. I keep myself out of any specific speculation as much as possible, even though some of them I listed have indeed several character features that could fit, but usually something is always missing. And of course, when Satan takes completely control, it might change even the physical appearance. Anyway, I have a list of questions. I wonder about his nationality, or the better say from which region and also religion he might derive. We're talking about the land of Israel and especially Jerusalem, a city with Jews, Muslims and atheists and whatever religion or direction. I don't go into the discussion about the secular state of Israel, as some claim it's a fake nation. Even as Rockefeller and other globalists are behind the implementation of Israel, God can use anyone to accomplish his plans. So I consider Israel legitimate in view of biblical prophecy, even with their psychopathic government. Who knows if they are not the ones of the Knesset of Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, but it's another can of worms. If this Israel with Jerusalem is not the reborn biblical Israel, then we have possibly another 100 or thousands of years more to go and simply go through this mad world until our last breath, at least this generation. And then somewhere else, another Israel has to be born, probably by a miracle on its own, if such a thing can even work out with that kind of humans on earth. Or alternatively, as some claim, we already passed or missed Yeshua's millennial 1,000 years reign. And everything is just a silly dream, and reality doesn't exist at all. I'll leave that up to you. Then there is the question if the influence of the Antichrist will be worldwide, as most scholars speculate, or, as some other scholars assume, the entire end-time scene will be mainly played out only in the Middle Eastern region, as was the history of the Bible, while the rest of the world will be going down the drain its own way. Of course, with some influence by the show in the center. Anyway, with all the aspects, if the Antichrist will be Jewish, how will he be accepted by the Muslims? And if he's a Muslim, the possibility is nearly zero that he will be accepted by the Jews. Hard to say, with the secular people, they will eventually accept anyone as long he brings some sort of peace. And the Antichrist being an atheist is an oxymoron and fail in its own. Definitely, he will not be labeled as Antichrist, just a peacemaker or something like that. I mean, with the label Antichrist, it implies Christianity, and then both Jews and Muslims may not accept him. So in Jerusalem, such a person will not have much a chance at all to stand. When a person comes to power, people sometimes ask, where is he from? And in a religious region, which religion he represents. So who can he be? What kind of deception need to occur in order that someone will be accepted by most people? There's surely enough people who don't accept anyone. At least the Jews, the Muslims, and the seculars, Hindus and Buddhists are many, but not in the Middle Eastern region. The real Christians, I think, are anyway the minority, and by then, mostly maybe already gone, one way or another. And then there is the mainstream media. They have a lot. They have still a lot of influence in brainwashing, but I don't go into that further. Anyway, in the book of Revelation 13:16, we have a problem with a person being the Antichrist. How will any human be able to cause all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark, to be able to sell and buy? When we look into history, many kings and leaders with their super wealthy buddies had always different laws than the rest of the population. When ordinary people only make a little mistake of a few cents in their tax files, they get in big trouble or even to jail. But the billionaires and politicians can launder millions and billions. And even when they eventually have to go to court, typically they land very soft or on a certain island. How will they not be excluded from the mark of the beast? I say in a normal way, it's impossible. Now, could it be that first of all the entire monetary system needs to collapse, which is already underway, and then some sort of digital money implemented, which we know is already in the planning? And not only this, at one point it may run completely independent, and the control slips out of hand of humans. So I'm wondering if it is possible that some sort of AI becomes self-controlled or self-conscious without any possibility to shut it off. Something like that. And then controls completely the monetary system when even the richest people can't escape, as the system will not distinguish between rich and poor, free or slave. And the man of sin, man of perdition, will be technically maybe just a hologram. It may not really reflect the scriptures the way we typically understand, but how could the prophets of old have imagined one day there will be technology that can imitate almost everything? Just look at AI videos. Yes, still many of them are more or less obvious, but some of them are so real in every detail. And 2,000 years ago, when John wrote about another version, perhaps could be some sort of a clone or simply an artificially created person. I am certain some unknown labs are way more advanced than what general public been shown. Look at Hollywood and imagine some horror movies, or for example, may not just trick or artificial stuff, but they used real demons to film the movies. It could be conspiracy, but who, then God alone, knows the truth. So there are movies about human production factories, more sophisticated than Frankenstein, though the principle might be the same. Do we know that? No. And then use demonic DNA for the Antichrist. Liars we have enough worldwide in governments, but the Antichrist will surely top them all in wickedness. Anyway, let it be enough. So I give you a choice whether what you think the man of perdition, aka the Antichrist, might be. Please don't argue with each other. Just throw your own opinion without long theological explanation. Number 1, a Jewish person. Number 2, a Muslim. Number 3, an atheist or another religion. Or atheism is a religion. Number 4, someone already known in public. You can name it. Number 5, pure AI, hologram or blue beam or whatever. Number 6, a manufactured person, like a clone. Number 7, something else, whatever. So feel free to give your opinion. Okay, that's for now. I don't go into the details when he will appear, but I personally believe it will be very soon. Okay, that's for now. Enough. Be mightily blessed and more of it. Don't be deceived. Stay close with Yeshua. The Holy Spirit will help you to recognize the Antichrist when his time is set. Adonai be with you. Shalom.